All right, everybody. So thank you for joining us for tonight's team call. We have the honor and privilege from hearing from one of our top leaders on the team, her and her husband, Jared. So Madelynn and Jared Meyer, they are Crystal directors. They are rocking it. They've been here. They know what they're doing. They have so much training under their belt. So she is here to spit some knowledge on us, to give us some amazing golden nuggets from her experiences and what she's taken away over these last few years in this network marketing industry. So without further ado, I am going to turn it over to you, Madelynn. So please, by all means, take it away.
All right. Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Madelynn, like Tara said, and I'll tell you a little bit about my story so you know my background and the success that my husband and I have had with Isogenics. So I was introduced to Isogenics about 4.5 years ago through Jared, who was introduced to it through Daniel and Tara. And at the time, I really wasn't looking for anything because I was already an athlete and I kind of thought I had it all figured out, and I was so wrong. So I started taking the products and I ended up losing 15 pounds that I didn't know that I had to lose. And I finally started looking and feeling like that athlete I knew I always could be. I was no longer taking naps every day and just feeling lethargic. I felt good, and it was just like a light bulb had switched on in my body. So I continued using the products, and I've used them through 2 fitness competitions. So they're great for athletes. I've used them through both of my pregnancies now, and I have very healthy babies, and like my body is just like snapping right back, and it's amazing because I know that that's a big struggle for a lot of people. And then financially, it's been such a blessing for us because we've been able to, pay off debt. We've been able to afford to go to events, and it's just been a really big blessing. And so I'm really happy that we have this opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys what I have tonight. And I'm excited to share this with you because I'm going to talk about success and fulfillment in your business, but really this applies to just your life in general too. Just from a lot of the things, I've heard over the past 4.5 years from our leaders. These are some things that have really stood out to me. And one of the things I'm going to touch on is non-negotiables. I know we've kind of touched on that a little bit before, but I want to touch on that again, and just kind of prioritizing and balancing, because I know that that is a real struggle. I know that that's something that, I'm still working on for sure. Because as far as this business goes, a lot of the time, it can feel overwhelming that like we don't have enough time or we have too much to do. And so it can kind of get put on the back burner. And I know that I'm absolutely guilty of that because, as a wife and a mom of 2 and a small group leader, you can add to your list whatever you have going on. Sometimes it just feels, like you have so much going on and you're like, well, I don't really have time to do this. But the truth is that we don't have time to not do this. So what we have to do is really prioritize, what's the most important to us. And we have to think back to our goals when we're thinking about that, because that's really the umbrella and that's going to define, all of those priorities for you. So you have to think about what you want to achieve. So whether it's a physical goal like weight loss, or it's a rank advancement, or you want to pay off debt, or it's spending more time with your family, whatever your goal is, that's going to determine your daily action. And it's going to help you figure out what you need to do to make those plans happen. And last week, Danielle touched a little bit about this, where she said you almost plan backwards, which is so true, because you really think about your big overlying goal and then your smaller goals underneath of it that you're going to hit. But even underneath that, then that determines, okay, each day, what do I need to do? What are the things that I need to do every single day, no matter what, in order to make these goals happen? And so those specifically are called the non-negotiables, and those can look like, several different things, whether that's in the morning having, quiet time with the Lord, or meditation, just that time especially in the morning, is really important because it really just sets the tone for the whole rest of your day. Something that I like to do is wake up 10 minutes before the Cepeda call and do positive affirmations to myself, saying all of the things that, I'm good at, that I'm going to achieve, and just really setting my mindset for the day. Because if I don't, I feel off the whole day, and I can really tell a big difference. So, that's an example of a non-negotiable for me. Another one, could be time with your family, because I know that can be difficult sometimes, depending on, everyone's job and, the kids' activities. And sometimes it just kind of feels like hustle and bustle. And so, just setting a time, saying like, no matter what, at this time, we're going to spend time as a family. That's something that we've started doing, is just turning off, the TV, and just saying like, hey, at this time, we're going to just hang out and spend time together. And it's been just really great because we're not distracted by everything else that's going on. Another non-negotiable for the business in particular is the 333, which I know Danielle talked a little bit about last week. So that's, initiating new conversations with people, and really befriending them. Laura Stevens spent a lot of time talking about this at Cepeda U. You really want to build that relationship with people whenever you're going to share isogenics with them. You don't really just want to drop it on them because they don't really know where you're coming from or that you really have a heart for them. So it's really important to build those relationships first. So that's the first three. The second three is introducing isogenics to those relationships that you have already been building. And then the last one is my favorite, and it's just pouring into 3 people every day. This is something I love to do because encouragement is a big gift of mine, and I just like to pour into other people and just tell them, what I appreciate about them and what they've done for me and the things that they're good at. And that's just really rewarding too. It's just a great way to kind of end, the business for the day. So like I said, these are things that, no matter what, you have to do these depending on your goals. So even if you have a health goal, it can be working out, if you're wanting to lose weight or to gain muscle, or, do the Ice Body Challenge, or really just be a product of the product for your business. Workouts are so important. It could be getting your water amount in each day, just these little like milestones that you put in your day that you have to say, I'm going to do this. No matter what else I get done, the errands might not get done today, the laundry might not get done today, and it's okay, but I'm taking care of, these 3 or 4 things that I absolutely have to do every day. And doing these things is really going to help keep you consistent, because if Herb and Patty have taught us anything, it's be consistent and persistent. And after going to this event, I've really realized that is something that really boosts my belief, because historically I've had this pattern of I go to an event and I get so fired up and I have so much belief in myself and I'm like, yes, I can do this, like I'm on top of the world. And then I get home and it's like, oh. And I just like start doubting myself and doubting even the company and this gift that we have. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this even like as great as I thought it was? Because I was letting other people determine the worth of, my business. And it was because I was talking to the people who didn't want to do this. But even more importantly, it was like the same 20 people. So of course I'm going to feel like, oh, nobody wants to do this, because I'm not looking for the people who really do. So, it's just really important to not let others, determine the worth of your business or the belief in your business. So by staying consistent, that really helps combat that, I've noticed. Oh, another thing too, which I really love, is making sure you have an accountability tribe. Oh my gosh, that's so important. So, I have one with a few of the girls on the team, and it's amazing because those are the people who are really going to help you look in the mirror essentially and say, this is the work you've been putting out and these are the results you're getting. Is that matching up with your goals? But even just to give you encouragement and, and to just be there for you, because we're all in this together. like they say, we're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. And whenever we do try to do it by ourselves, it becomes so overwhelming and your belief goes down because you just feel like you're the only one doing this. So that's so important. I really encourage you, if you don't have like a small group of like 3 or 4 people, I encourage you to create one, to find one, to make it happen, because that's so, so important for the success in your business, and also to keep your sanity a little bit, because I don't know what's going on in your life, but I'm a new mom of 2 and it gets crazy sometimes, and I'm like, I need my ladies, I need my adult time, I need somebody to like focus with me for a minute. So yeah, like I said, just kind of recapping, that's just the non-negotiables, the balance, it's really just prioritizing what's important to you and doing the daily do to make that happen. So I wouldn't be me if I didn't leave you off with some encouragement, because that's just what I do. So I just want to say, if you haven't hit your breakthrough in your business yet, God is not done with you. If you haven't, hit the rank advancement that you wanted to, God's not done with you either. Whatever it is that you're focusing on and you just feel like you haven't finished yet, or you haven't, reached what you need to reach, you're not done. He's not finished with you. That means he has so much more work to do in you, and you have so much more that you are going to do that you don't even know. You can't even fathom. So that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll pass it back to Tara.
Girl, that was amazing. And before you go, I would like to ask you a couple questions, if that's okay. I know it's kind of putting you on the spot, but the first one is, you are a top leader, like I said earlier, to tell everybody a little bit about you, but you get paid weekly. You've brought so many people into this business. You've brought so many people these products into their lives, and they've been impacted, and you've really made this a career path that you and Jared have seen a vision for yourself. So my question is, why did you guys choose network marketing? So like, what were the things about it that really attracted you and that made you guys stay? You're muted, babe.
There we go. Okay. So yeah, that's a really good question. So one of the things that really drew us to network marketing was the residual income, because that's something that most industries cannot offer you. So we're getting paid, while we're asleep. We're getting paid for these people who are in our business that we put there, that somebody else put there, that we're all building together. And it's something that's going to continue to multiply and expand, and something that we can give to our children too. Once we pass, we can give this on to them, and that's just so amazing. But also too, to be able to work for yourself is really awesome. So, you don't have to go to your boss and say like, hey, can I have this time off? I want to go see my family, or I want to go on this trip. You can just go because you're your own boss. And I love that. And then also just being able to work from anywhere. It's awesome to take my kids on a play date, and I just get to connect with other moms who are out and network with them and try to bless them with what we have. And it's just a great way to meet people, and I absolutely love that.
Oh, I love that. Okay. And so going off of that, and you kind of touched on it, what has been your favorite or most fulfilling and rewarding part about building an Isogenics business?
Probably the relationships that I've made through this business. It's something that I've never had like in any other time in my life when I can think about it. These are such rare relationships, because these are people who, have the similar goals that you do and have that same drive that you do. And it's just such a close bond, because this is like, it's a smaller community. And so you just really appreciate it. And it's just a bunch of, powerhouses and people who've poured into me over the past 4.5 years. And it's so life-giving. And I love being able to give that back to others, people who are on our team. So that's probably my favorite part.
I could definitely see that. That makes so much sense. And just seeing your growth over the last 4.5 years has been, you can't even describe it. It's so beautiful because you're just such a ray of light, and being able to share that with people and impact people through your positivity, your encouragement, your motivation has just been so beautiful to watch. So thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. And I'm going to open the lines up. And if we can just show Madelynn how much we love her and how much we appreciate her, please go ahead and share your love.
Yeah.
Woo, thank you.
Girl.
Love you.
Amazing.
Love me some Madelynn.